Savino with American Outdoor News, and today we have Mario Kalpou from Man Eats Wild, and it is wild. Mario, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us, Chris. I appreciate it.
Now, you started out in the restaurant industry on Michelin star restaurants, which is really impressive. I like to cook, and that's intimidating to me because I'm like in a completely different league here. Now, how does that translate into your show, Man Eats Wild?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a very illustrious and long food career, and then after quite some time, I realised that the food that we're eating today isn't quite what it used to be, even 20 years ago. So I kind of took it upon myself to really reconnect people to their food source, and by that I mean actually showing people this is where your food comes from. This is how it's obtained, and not just that. Just from a health perspective and an ethical perspective, it's way better for us. So that's where my journey came into it. I suppose, I saw all this food coming in the restaurants, and I thought, nah, this isn't right. That was the birthplace of Man Eats Wild, and now I get to travel around the world and show people exactly how to harvest these amazing wild protein products.
So you hunt it, you dispatch it, and you cook it.
Yeah, and it's not just on land. I fish, I spear, I trap, I forage. It's everything wild, basically. And
did you wrestle a crocodile?
I've done a bit of that. Yeah. They're starting to call me the real Dundee now, so I'm stuck with that name. But I do a lot of dangerous stuff, and there's no need to do that. I just love doing it. So that's just my own personal adrenaline junkie behaviour coming through.
So you grew up in Australia?
Correct, yeah.
And how was the game? Well, you started hunting game in Australia, and you just ended up all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, it started in Australia, and I pretty much, fished and hunted and harvested everything possible in that country. And I suppose once you've hunted in Australia and you've lived in Australia, everywhere else in the world doesn't seem so dangerous, because
everything's dangerous in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Everything in Australia is trying to kill you. You're literally a part of the food chain when you're in these kind of environments. And I suppose in many ways that's what drove me to go to that next level. Was I didn't want to just observe the food chain from the outside. I wanted to be a part of the food chain, and I suppose that is another reason why I love being immersed in these kind of crazy environments, because I feel like I'm in it.
Yeah. So what was the most delicious animal you ever hunted?
That question I get asked all the time. It's so hard to look. I'm a huge seafood guy, to be 100% honest with you.
Okay.
I think the ocean's bounty is the most delicious, and anything from mollusks to crustaceans, beautiful pelagic fish species. That's really where I'm just salivating even talking about it right now. I do love wild game. I think wild game has had a very not a bad name, but it's just misunderstood. Mm-hmm. It is by far the most intricate and delicious meat on the planet. It just needs to be processed properly and cooked properly. And once you get that part of it, you soon realise that actually beef and lamb and chicken is actually quite bland.
Yeah.
In comparison, it's just what we're used to.
Yeah. So what was the most dangerous situation you've been in and ended up eating it afterwards?
To be fair, all the dangerous situations ended up me running away and not eating anything. But it's never my focus is not on predatory animals. It's game species that are meant to be eaten. And most of the situations that I've been in that have been very dangerous have been when I've encountered predators. I've had some encounters with some great white sharks while diving that have scared the living crap out of me. I've been charged by buffaloes. I've swum in crocodile-infested waters. I've been chased by highly venomous snakes. There's a few on the list, man. Yeah.
Now, you used to be a fighter.
Fighter?
Yeah,
I was actually. How did you know that?
No.
Oh, Yeah. I was a boxer. I was a heavyweight boxer in Australia and did that for fitness. And I suppose, the one thing I'll say about boxing is that, or compared to what I do now, it's nowhere near as scary because an angry animal is once you've faced an angry, humongous beast, then you quickly realise that humans are actually just a pushover.
Have you ever fought a kangaroo?
Never. Never have. But I've seen videos of people fighting kangaroos.
I've seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's one particular clip of a guy that goes pig hunting and these big reds, they're like 6'5", 6 foot, like they're huge.
They're big, muscular.
Yeah, 300 pounds plus, and he catches his dog in a headlock.
I saw that.
And then the
he
guy
squares off with him.
literally starts punching, and they had a bit of a it was quite funny. But yeah, I haven't, not yet anyway.
Yeah. So where is your favorite place to hunt? You've been all over the world.
I have. New Zealand's really cool. I had a professional hunting and guiding service there for a few years, and I lived there for probably 5 or 6 years, and that's probably one of the most magnificent places on the planet. It's just so rich, and it really has huge amounts of life. You go fishing there and you're catching giant fish and plenty of them. You can catch lobsters by hand and bucket loads of them. There's no hunting tags required because they're an invasive pest. And it's just the landscape itself. There's a reason why they filmed Lord of the Rings there. It's just magical.
Yeah,
that's, I would say, one of the best.
Now, when you have an animal in your sights, are you thinking how you're going to cook it?
I see food straight away. There's not one part of me that even thinks any differently because, the focus for me is food. So I get,
so
yummy.
You see like a caribou walk by and you're like, ooh, look at the shanks on that baby.
Exactly what I think, man. I actually do. And people think that's weird, like I associate animals with food, but once
food.
Right? And once you've gone through the process of from the start to the finish, that's exactly how you see it. It's not just, and I think we've lost that, and that goes back to why I love telling the message about reconnecting people with their food. Because now people just see food as something wrapped in plastic in the supermarket.
Yep.
No, it's not that, and it's a living thing that, in my opinion, is on the earth to be consumed by somebody else. So, that's a really valid point. But, I salivate sometimes when I'm hunting. That could be the best roast ever.
See, I love to cook, and I'm always posting pictures of what I cook and whatnot. It's it's a passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I'm famous for my chili.
Are you? Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna have to go on a chili cook-off with you.
You probably beat me. I'm not that great on the chilies, but I love eating them.
Yeah.
Oh man, I almost to my demise because I always end up eating too much. But I'm a big chili guy, so yeah, I'll take you up on that for sure.
All right, anytime. What's your best dish?
It's a hard one. Look, I had an Italian restaurant, and I learned from for about 4.5 years, 5 years from a celebrity chef named Danny Russo, plug in there. So I have a really strong connection with Italian food. Even though I'm not Italian, I love Southern Italian food. I just think it's beautiful. The simplicity in the produce, it's got so many different elements to it. The proteins they cook, the pastas, and every dish has a story. And depending on what region, and they're so passionate about, certain things being from certain regions, and you can't mix this and that. I just love the history of Italian food and European food. So I would say my specialty is definitely European food.
Okay. Well, Italian food definitely has a lot of outside influences.
For sure, and so does Greek food, and so does all that. These people literally conquered all these different parts of the world. So, as they did that, they picked up different ingredients and ways, and that also ties into what I do. I just did my last season in Africa. I learned so much there about cooking and the way they do it. And every time I leave these places, I pick up something. Whether you know it or not, you sort of work it out later, and you're like, oh, okay, I want to do it this way because that's what I saw in Namibia, and they did it really well. So that's another great part about traveling the world.
That's great. What's your favorite game to hunt?
I like shooting deer because they're so elusive and challenging. And then the next level is obviously with the bow. I'm a big bow guy now.
Me too.
I love hunting with the bow. It's so primal. But deer are, their scent glands are, their smell is almost 10,000 times stronger than a human. So, people say, oh, but you've got the advantage. Yeah, we do in some ways, but physiologically speaking, they are well more advanced than us. So anyone that can bow hunt will tell you it's not easy, and most times you fail rather than succeed. So
yeah, absolutely. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give about deer hunting is don't eat chili the night before.
Or take a rifle. A guy said that to me once. I was access deer hunting with Shane Dorian, the famous surfer, and he said, listen man, I've got one bit of advice for you with hunting access deer with a bow. I said, what's that? He goes, make sure you bring your rifle. So that was quite funny.
So where can we find your show?
My show plays on the Outdoor Channel at 7:30 p.m. I think it's Eastern Standard Time. It's part of the Taste of the Wild block, and it's going really, really well. And all the shows in that block's going really well, and it's a fantastic strip of shows to watch. So look out for it.
All right. Take a look. Find them on social media.
Yeah, plug my social media actually. Man Eats Wild TV on Instagram.
There you go. Thanks again, and appreciate your time.
Thanks, Chris. Looking forward to the chili off.
Anytime you say.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a non-profit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.